And welcome back, everybody, to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. And this is another remote episode, 34.
Yeah, man. Let's kill that bass head. Alright, let's do this. I'm on the air, we got this pockets flow. It's me and Tony on the mics, we gotta let you know of current events, little gaming, sprinkling some entertainment. We stay humble, but our moms still think we're famous. Turn up the bass and baby, maybe let that magic flow. Our spoken word is all the things you really wanna know. Having a good time on the show, T-Bows and Matty G. Tune in and hit subscribe and join us on the FAP.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Bowes, and sitting across from me is Matty G.
Hi!
And, of course, we use the sitting across loosely, as he could not be any farther apart, with the coronavirus out and about and spreading however they want to say, or if it's fictitious or news or whatever we call the pandemic that is threatening everybody. Matty and I are, of course, practicing our social distancing. And we could not probably be any farther again than our next guest. He is such a amazing profile of one gentleman who seems to have gone through a little bit of everything, from theater acting to hosting his own show, to being a magician, to being a clown. He's got like such a repertoire of amazing things in the different ends of the industry. Let's welcome, I would say, comedian Joe Crawford. Joe, how are you doing today?
Hello, hi.
Excellent. I mean, I don't know if like a comedian is like that official title, but with the stuff that you've done and obviously the sense of humor of the things that you work on, I mean, I definitely think that puts you right in there.
Yeah, and you know what? It sums all up as an entertainer.
Yeah, that's maybe a more fitting word.
Entertainer Joe Crawford.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I like to always go into a bit of what people do in their past, but your bio is so long that I just honestly the whole show would be just taken up with the amount of things that you've done.
That's okay, no worries.
Excellent.
Less for me to talk about. No, I'm joking, but yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Matty G, let's jump into today's news.
Okay, awesome. Well, just because it's relevant, I found this little article in my travels. Italian man practices social distancing by wearing a giant cardboard circle.
What?
So we'll have to put the pictures up on our social, but it's basically it shows a picture of this guy. He's got this giant thick cardboard circle and like suspenders, and he's just wearing it around malls and shit.
Like a la hula hoop kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's pretty entertaining, but I'll go into the full article. So,
sure.
With Italy being one of the hardest hit in the COVID-19 outbreak, the World Health Organization has recommended that people commit social distancing, the act that keeps people at least 1 meter distance from anybody who's potentially infected. So one of the country's citizens has found a unique way to enforce social distancing by wearing a giant yellow cardboard circle around his waist. So in a viral video circulating on social media, the unnamed man can be seen walking around a market in Rome while wearing the large disc. The person filming the video asked why he's wearing a giant cardboard circle, and literally the guy looks over and goes, "It's for the coronavirus, man." So, anyways, I thought that was pretty funny and a little bit of a unique thing to happen in the midst of all this craziness and kind of comical. So I thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think you probably could have gotten one of those oversized hula hoops again that may have been more effective by putting a shower curtain over the top or something. But, it was really weird. I was out grocery shopping today and someone was lining their cart with a bed sheet so that the groceries wouldn't make contact with the cart. And I could only think that's the worst thing you have to worry about? Like, what about everybody who's handled the groceries to make sure that it has gotten on the produce stand?
Yeah. That's the thing, man. It's like, there's people are going to do whatever they can, whatever makes them feel safe at the end of the day. And unfortunately, that's a subjective thing. But just if people just wash their hands, man, just wash your hands and stay at home.
Yeah.
That right there are the two biggest things you can do right now.
It's like what I always tell my children: don't lick the cart. And if everybody goes like along with that thing, like just don't, stop touching things and licking things. You're all good. I don't know.
Yeah.
What is the weirdest thing you've seen out right now, Joe?
The weirdest thing I've seen out is actually people wearing hazmat suits on the street.
Really?
And walking down the street in full-blown hazmat suits.
Wow. I did. I had a friend, I think, who lives in the. I don't know if it was like the London area he's in nowadays, but he had taken a picture of someone walking around in one of those big bubbles. Like the round, like a bubble boy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's walking down the street in one of those inflatable globes.
Like the foobs that you play soccer in?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I thought that was quite humorous. So, wow.
Well, I just gotta say,
Italians
Italians are known for their giant discs, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Oh man.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, by all means, our show is not political really in any possible way, but I did come across an article that it was too good not to share on the show. The article title read, "Trump's former doctor hid vegetables in his food to help him lose weight."
Of course.
Right? Yeah, so Dr. Ronnie Jackson's goal was to help the president lose up to 15 pounds and introduce exercise machines into the White House. Apparently, Donald Trump is not very well known for eating his vegetables, but is quite well known for his fast foods. And in fact, if you look at a lot of the pictures of Donald Trump and food, he's generally surrounded by fast food boxes. I think he's on Air Force One, and he's got like a full bucket of fried chicken and gravy in front of him. And like boxes of McDonald's and stuff. So like clearly this stuff is like, unless Air Force One got fast food on it that I don't know about, he's definitely specifically asking for these things. And apparently his doctor
Hey, what I want, I'll never die.
Yeah. Well, maybe not of cholesterol, that's for sure. But apparently he had gained a ton of weight since having been in the office. And this one doctor's goal was just to get him to shed a little weight by getting vegetables into his food. So, maybe he was doing that whole, what is it, the juice that has like 15 vegetables or 18 vegetables ground up into it?
I want to know like the logistics of how he pulled this off.
That's exactly it, right? And then the funny thing is, it actually says right here that so Dr. Ronnie Jackson says he used to put cauliflower in Trump's mashed potatoes. So at least he was eating potatoes. I mean, I know it's a starch and everything, but here's a decorated physician, and he's having to treat Trump like a child to get his vegetables in. It was amazing. Like I was just like, my children actually eat vegetables apparently better than a president.
How would you do it, Joe? How would you get the vegetables out of them?
I have to admit, I kind of have had an ex-girlfriend that's done that to me. Not as much as a cauliflower in the potato, but bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts.
Oh, that actually sounds really good.
She never told me it was Brussels. Yeah, never told. Well, she's gone now. She dumped me at a couples resort 2.5 years ago.
Oh, jeez.
I heard her. But
it wasn't because of the vegetables, right?
No, it wasn't because of the vegetables. No, you have to be on episode 134 to tell me about talking about that one. But anyway, I hated Brussels sprouts, but she wrapped around bacon around Brussels sprouts and never told me it was Brussels sprouts, and it was fantastic until after I was like, "This is fantastic." She was eating Brussels sprouts.
And you're like, "Get out of my house!"
It's over.
If this is a seat you're teaching now.
Oh, that's good.
Oh man! So I got to ask you, like, a fried Brussels sprout, because clearly this is soaked in bacon grease. But when you were cutting into this thing, like, were you just kind of popping it into your mouth and chewing and saying, "Hey, this is great," or did you cut into it going, "What's this green slimy stuff in the middle of my bacon?"
Whole thing right in the mouth because it was bacon, baby.
Okay, yep, that makes sense because I think you would have caught on pretty soon if you looked inside and you're like, something's wrong with this bacon. It's green inside.
Hey man, I'm with Joe. It could be ball sacks wrapped in bacon. I'd eat them.
She called them bacon balls. She called them bacon balls. So it's perfect.
It's the best part of the bacon.
Oh shit!
Oh man, grabbing bacon by the balls. That's great. What else you got there, Maddie?
So this is kind of a funny story. I don't know if you've heard about this, but so apparently the Dutch-Belgian border, they passed a law to shut down half, but there's this town that sits on the cusp. So basically, even though it's one town, half the town was shut down and the other one was still operating. So I thought that was actually pretty funny. So I have the kind of the story here. So to halt the spread of the virus, it's created a bit of an odd situation in a village straddling the Dutch-Belgian border, where opposite sides of the road are actually considered in different countries. So sorry, it's one town, but they're split countries. So for decades, residents have freely gone about their business, barely noticing the differences on the ground. But after the lockdown rules in Belgium, it limits the citizens to food shops and pharmacies, while the Dutch are also allowed to visit shoe places, travel agencies, and opticians. And so basically, it's now these two sides are actually fighting about what's open and what's closed on their respective sides. And I just thought it's just kind of humorous that when that happens, literally in the middle of the road, you have like, what was that episode of Simpsons where like there was that bad part of town? It was like,
what is it, Shelbyville? Is it Shelbyville versus Springfield? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something more similar like the old Hatfields and McCoys, but
yeah. So anyways, I thought that was pretty funny, and I know there's a few places on the border like that, but when it happens and just seeing people fight over the stupidest shit makes me giggle a little.
People fight and die over stupid shit. Matt loves it.
Yep, just love it. Eat it up.
Wow, that's crazy. I all I can picture is like one of those episodes of WKRP in Cincinnati with Les Nessman's duct tape on the ground keeping people out of his office walls.
Yeah,
you got this like tape dividing a city.
Yeah, don't cross that line.
Wow. Someone goes near it and you just hear a shotgun. Just keep moving, boy. Oh goodness. That's you know what I often thought as a child with an older brother that I would have benefited from the tape down the middle of the room, except for the door was on his side. So it didn't.
You always had to go to his side.
Yeah, totally. So it was either that or go out the window. But when you're on the second floor as a kid, as tempting as that is, your parents really frown on it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I had actually my bedroom was in the top part of the house, and I used to always climb out the window, man, in my adolescent days. I used to sneak chicks up there too. It was awesome.
Well, that secret's out of the bag now.
Oops.
Yeah, that's
it.
Ashley, Matt gets to sleep in the basement now.
You'd be surprised what a horny teenage girl will do to get up into your window.
And Matt's dad walks by. Why does this ladder keep getting against the door or against the wall? I'm just thinking about safety, Dad.
Safety first.
Yep. So I got an article that was out of Madrid, Spain, and I got to tell you, it was so this is amongst a lot of our humorous news. This was actually a really interesting one. The title was "Police Find Secret Cigarette Factory 4 meters underground." In Madrid,
what?
a cigarette factory. So police had dismantled what they said was Europe Union's first clandestine underground cigarette factory. It was 13 feet underground in a horse stable in southern Spain. The statements from the Spanish police and Europol had said that 20 people from Britain Ukraine, and Lithuanian were arrested. They basically were